Let's go ahead and get your animal energy for March. Oh, I love this so much. So you have the buffalo here, which is brilliant. This is one of my absolute favorite energies. So the buffalo is sort of a hybrid energy for me. So it equates to the Fool from the Tarot and also has a bit of the King of Pentacles from the Tarot as well, which speaks of, with the Fool, fresh, brand new starts, beginning adventures, fresh, starting off down that road anew. And then the King of Pentacles is about that high wealth, generosity, benefactor. So this is very, very auspicious when buffalo comes up. You're going to be in for a lot of good times this month with this energy, right? It's really beautiful. Right on. Let's see what's going on with this. Let's see what's going on. You know, I'm not usually, but I'm really drawn to this lightning. Hold on. Wow. Okay. Before I get to that, I'm really drawn to this lightning on this key. It's like lightning only strikes once, or like it's this earth energy, but with this fire behind it. I feel like there's a certain aspect of this that's coming through around ideas or striking while the iron is hot. There's an emphasis on striking when the iron is hot, but there's also this follow through around a lot of material abundance around it and new opportunities, right? Something about that. Feels like an electric charge. I can really feel it. So we have the 10 of Swords here. So y'all are towards the end of this round of readings. I cannot tell you the amount of times that 10 of Swords has come up, and here's why, and let's talk about it though. Past couple of years have been intense. We're going into March. The couple of months, January and February leading into this new year, have felt a lot like the old energy, no? The planets have finally gone direct, right? Things are in alignment now, and it is post the equinox that I feel, the equinox being the spring equinox on March 21st of this month, that we as a collective are going to start experiencing the benefit from the alignment of those planets and start to see real progress and a real feeling of we're moving into a new energy. Right? Still dealing with stuff that has come before. That's always the way. But it's going to be a feeling of a new energy, unlike an energy that we have felt since like pre-pandemic. Only it won't be that energy. It'll be new. Different. It'll always be different, right? So there's something about that. The buffalo, I feel the buffalo kind of winking at me like, yeah, you have no idea what's coming. But the 10 of Swords here speaks of a complete ending of a given cycle. And that's my point with this, right? This is about something completely ending and something new emerging. So it's interesting that we have the 10 of Swords on the back of the buffalo, which is the energy of the Fool. Endings that lead to new beginnings. I feel like also for some of y'all, this could be coming through as an aspect of yourself that wants to die or be left behind, right? This could be really anything. This could be not knowing when to rest and overworking, right, with the buffalo. This could also be, self-sabotage behavior or negative thoughts or overgiving, right, with the buffalo as well. There could be an aspect of overgiving or giving more than you get or whatever that is. But this could be an aspect of yourself or your given circumstances that want to end before shifting into this new energy. So again, this is in your primary position. This is what is coming with you that may influence your month ahead, but that is, in the past, as it were. What else is going on? Yeah. Oh, 2 for 1. Okay. Oh. Yeah, these want to go together. Okay, let's talk. You got 2 for 1 here. So we have the 7 of Wands, right? A lot of fire here, right? Well, you know what? There's not a lot of fire here. There's like swords and swords, but it feels like fire, especially with the lightning. And there's, definitely a fiery scene here. 7 of Wands, Wands are about the actions that you take, especially around the work that you're passionate about or the pursuits of which you are passionate. But there's an aspect with the 7 of Wands that's about, again, always with that John Mayer song on my head, whenever I pull this key, I'm bigger than my body gives me credit for, right? It's that whatever you put into it, you're going to get out of it. And you can surmount any and all obstacles that may be in your way or on your path, right? And knowing that if I just keep persevering, right, I will succeed. So it's a beautiful energy. And then we have the Ace of Swords. Now, do you remember in the meditation how I saw the nightingale sitting on the hilt of that sword? Interesting, right? And then we have the question marks here. So the way that this is depicted in this deck is this is very much, yes, the Ace of Swords is about big truth, communication, right? Ideas, right? But in this context of this deck, there's a certain level of, but how or in what manner, question mark, right? I do feel like and the answer is behind, as always, the stage manager's back here being like, hey, now this is actually the Hierophant in this deck that's being depicted as behind the curtain, right? Just look at this for a moment. So we have the Seven of Wands, which is on stage, center stage. This is a Cirque de Tarot, right, by Lisa Robertson. This is all about like what happens on stage and off stage, right? It's really brilliant. So Seven of Wands on stage. This ringmaster is making it happen, doing the most in full costume, putting all of the effort in, right? She's making something rather difficult look easy, right? But then this is backstage with the Ace of Swords. It's like, I'm getting a very distinct feeling from this. That there is a level of, first of all, just how many balls are you juggling? And there's a certain aspect of like, I don't completely know where this is going, or if I can sustain what I'm doing, or if everything that I am doing is going to work out. But I'm just going to keep going because people are watching me. But I do hear this question in my head of like, is this sustainable? Is this not reasonable? Is this sustainable? Is this practical? Right? There's that question here. Is this sustainable? Is this practical? There does feel like there's a lot going on for you this month. And this really may well kick off later in the month as well, post-equinox, like I said. But I feel like there's something here about some of you were considering writing something or pursuing something that you've already written or something with a written word or artistry that's coming through, and you're being encouraged in a big way to just go for it without worrying about how it will be received or if it's going to lead to any income or any kind of like, acclaim or praise. There's something about go with it, back to that Ace of Swords. I'm being taken back to the initial Nightingale and with how you say it. I feel like perhaps part of your message that you're here to share with the world is that you were able to either simplify difficult concepts, right? Make difficult things look easy, or really spread a message that people need to hear that with the buffalo is very healing. Sometimes by sharing your story, just as an example, sometimes by sharing our story and being vulnerable in that way, others are healed by proxy because they feel like you've written something down that they could never quite put words to in and of their own experience. So you're helping them fully realize and heal their own experience by sharing yours. There's something in that. Now, you could take that literally with the writing, or you can adopt that to sort of your everyday experience of just living by your own truth and honor and having other people benefit by you speaking honestly, but with love around you. So that feels really beautiful for you guys. Feels really beautiful. Let's see what else is going on, views. What else is going on? What is going on? Wow, it's the Wand Show. So we have the Four of Wands here. Beautiful. This is celebration, achievement, happy home and family, synchronicities, magic, divine timing, all of the things, right? 1111. This is really, really beautiful. This is having so much to celebrate and be happy about. This is where you're moving into towards the latter part of the time frame here. And it feels really, really good. I keep getting this message, putting one foot in front of the other, even if it feels like you're moving on blind faith, it will pay off. As long as you stay true to your word, be mindful about how you communicate, and really follow through any sources of divine inspiration that come to you via an Ace of Swords perspective, you're going to be headed right for this Four of Wands, where you're feeling really good about what you started or what you put your focus towards this month. Feels really, really good. Feels really, really good. Clarifier for the Ten of Swords. The Sun. As a clarifier for the Ten of Swords, did it get any better than that? So the Sun is about happiness, illumination, healing, Lemur medicine is very much about seeing both sides of something and understanding that the gold really lies in the gray in the middle ground, right? It's interesting. I feel like there's an ending to the way that you've seen things or a shift around your perspective that is a lot more positive, illuminating, or more self-love centered, right? That's what this feels like to me. It feels like you're also just choosing, you may have exhausted yourself either on analysis paralysis or exhausted yourself by thinking about the worst case scenario, or maybe you're literally exhausted by not sleeping and you're just kind of like, I'm going to choose something else. I can't worry about this anymore. I can't worry about how it's going to go. I can't worry about what they're going to say if I tell them this. I can't worry about, my financial, 5 years down the road. I can't worry about a 401k, whatever that is. I can't worry about what my family will say or whatever it is. This is about standing in the light of your own truth and choosing to move forward from a place of hope and faith without necessarily having any guarantee of how and when it may work out. But there's a lot of power in that. That is the human experience. That's the hero's journey, actually, is what it is. You know what I mean? Okay. Ace of Swords and Seven of Wands. What's going on? I do feel like you are illuminated around things that no longer work, right? Aspects of yourself, your environment. So to clarify the Ace of Swords and the Seven of Wands, we have the Nine of Wands, which is that wounded warrior key. So this is that perseverance. It's that fortitude. It's that strength and courage and all of those good things. Whenever the Nine of Wands comes up, I just want to say, just rest a bit and treat yourself well. Right? Especially that, it's clarifying the Ace of Swords and the Seven of Wands. I do feel like you are reaching a bit of a pinnacle point where you kind of feel like you could go either way and you really just are hoping for the best. But there's this aspect of like really returning back to self-care and treating yourself well. That feels incredibly important. I feel like the work that you do, or the capacity of work that you do, or the nature of it, something about the work that you do and or the relationships that you keep aligned with your soul purpose takes a lot out of you. It requires a lot of you, whether that's energy, like physical energy or spiritual energy. If you're, if you do metaphysical work or energy, whatever that is for you, or if you're in a caretaking, context, and that requires a lot mentally, emotionally, physically, right? For sure. It does require a lot of you. So I feel like this is a call to kind of like take care of yourself as well as you take care of others. And watch what that does for your perspective, your abundance, your manifestational ability, your outlook. Okay. Then you get to the Four of Wands here. Let's go ahead and get a clarifier. This beautiful Four of Wands, celebration, happiness, success. Oops. Knight of Pentacles here to clarify the Four of Wands. Now, what's brilliant about this is the Knight of Pentacles takes its time getting to where it's going, but then when it arrives, it doesn't go anywhere. It has some true staying power. This is about something that you've put a lot of work towards, taken your time with, really, really put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into it, and had maybe even a little bit of patience around, really coming to a fruition point where you have every reason and cause to celebrate, rejoice, and really appreciate all the work and all that it took for you to get where you are. It feels like you're moving to a place where you're able to just kind of like sit back on your heels, kind of look around and be like, wow, look at all that. Look at all that I did. Look at all that. And really appreciate that and then reap the rewards from that as well. Again, I feel like this is tying back into that. I keep going back to the Nightingale in my mind with that Ace of Swords and then the Saturn. I feel like there is a certain shift within your given circumstances is aligned with certain opportunities. And you're being asked to just sort of like keep going right now because you're on the precipice of breaking through some sort of glass ceiling that you don't even know is there. That's exciting. Like I want to be like, ooh, like it feels very exciting to me. It feels very, very exciting. Your potential, what you've manifested so far is only the very start of it. There's so much more on the road that lies ahead for you. It's beautiful. I just said it's beautiful right at the moment that beauty can. Wow. And the immortal words of Alyssa Edwards. I feel like you guys are like, who's Alyssa Edwards? Beauty. So this is wonderful. This is everything that we were talking about. This sort of embodiment of having the flowers on the head. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles here, which is about like reaping the benefits of the seeds that you've sown, right? So there's a beautiful, beautiful parallel there as well, aligned with the buffalo, with the Fool energy and the King of Pentacles. You have so much to look forward to, but I feel like part of this payback comes from a beauty that exists within you to do good and to help enrich the lives of other people, or leave your piece of the world, earth, better than how you found it. That feels like the energy that I'm tapping into here. I also feel like there's a special message with this oracle as well that says the true beauty of life is in, cliche for a reason, stopping to smell the roses. So really take the time to kind of, be in the present moment that you're in as time allows, and appreciate the beauty and perfection of every moment, even the ones that are a bit intense or require a lot of you. Everything, regardless of how it appears on the surface, everything is as it's meant to be and perfect as it is. Everything is as it's meant to be and perfect and as it is. Any thought or feeling to the contrary is really just our expectations not lining up with the flow, right? Something to that. It's not easy. It's very human to want things to be a certain way, or just want things to get easier, want things to be better, or bigger, or more, or less, or whatever it is. But to come from a place of acceptance, right? It's that beautiful, like Buddhist energy of I accept and see the perfection of everything exactly as it is right now, because I also know that the only constant is change. And if I look away for too long, this bloom is going to come off that rose and I will have missed the moment when it was there. But then when the bloom comes off the rose, that also is perfect, because then I'm going to look away again. I'm going to look back and the bloom will be returned anew, right? So there's something about aligning with the flow of appreciation and the natural cycles and abundance of life. Again, one last note about this nightingale, because I swear to God, like I it's like right here. Returning to your message and what you are here to share with others, or say or speak your truth about something, this feels more important than I can say. It may help with whatever this is, whether this is a message, or you're writing your story, or you have something you need to say to someone, or you need to ask for boundaries around something, or you're setting boundaries with yourself and how you communicate with yourself. Whatever this is, I feel like there is a very important soul lesson connected with this task. So don't rush it. Don't rush it. Sit with it. Really think about how you communicate, and if how you communicate is received as intended by the parties with whom you are communicating. Something in that. It feels incredibly important to use your voice, Ariel. Okay. Use that voice. It feels incredibly important. People need to hear what you have to say.